What is going on, everybody? How is everybody doing today? So you guys are getting another double upload on this channel with the NBA Wordle. Today it's going to be pretty much double uploads all week since I can't upload on my main channel due to the copyright strike that I did get in the community guidelines. I talked more about it in the beginning of today's Wordle episode, so if you want to hear a little bit about that, you could just watch that video. So yeah, today I'm going to be giving you guys my final 2022 NBA rankings before the playoffs. So the next NBA ranking video I will do will be my playoff prediction. Maybe I'll do a contenders / pretenders for everybody in the playoffs. But today we are going to be going into the normal 6 tiers that I always rank these teams. Finals contenders, conference finals, possible contenders, playoffs 100%. Like, they're not going to be in the play-in tournament, but I don't really see them making a run. They're going to be in the play-in tournament, which means I think they'll be the 7, 8, 9, or 10 seed. Maybe there's a chance they make a run at the end of the year and can make the play-in tournament, and then 100% not making the playoffs. So pretty much all the other tier lists I've done this year have been this exact same, so it's kind of interesting to see how I've changed my mind about some of these teams later on. I know a team like Chicago, I've definitely changed my opinion on multiple times this year, and maybe for the worse in this one compared to the last one. So I do have my NBA standings up here just for reference. We have about like 13, like around there, give or take 12, 14 games left for every NBA team. So we're kind of getting to the final stretch, and like I said, this will be my final one. So Philadelphia. Oof, okay. Such a tough start. I'm going to say, like, they're either conference finals contenders or finals contenders. Will they be able to get a great playoff run out of James Harden? Because we can expect they're going to get it out of Joel Embiid. I'm going to put them in conference finals contenders right now because I think there's maybe 2 other teams I like to make the finals over them, but we'll go back. I usually do 2 Eastern Conference, 2 Western Conference in the top tier. Right now, they're my number 3 team in the East. So we'll go back to that. Washington, I don't even think they make the play-in tournament. I think like this tier might have 1 team in it. They might. But yeah, like I don't think there's anything from Washington at the end of the year or New York or any of these teams below them that are even going to put them in the play-in tournament. Because why would like teams have stretches and end the season off strong all the time? I just think they would have been at least hovering around the 35 win range if they were going to be in this play-in tournament. I think even with the Collins injury, like Atlanta, the way Trae Young's playing, they're going to like separate themselves in Charlotte much better than Washington or New York. Like I think there's a 100% chance they don't make the play, or yeah, there's a 100% chance of not making the playoffs this year. I do not see Washington in there. I see Atlanta getting the 9th or the 10th seed. Either one. I do not see Washington possibly. Like maybe I'll change it at the end and put them there. Maybe. But I've seen nothing out of them that I think will happen. I think, okay, so this one, like this 6th seed is going to be tough because I think with the whole Kyrie home games, and I think he can only play 3 more, the Cavs do have a 4-game lead over the Cavs. So I don't think I'm going to put the Cavs in the 100% making the playoffs. But it's weird because the Cavs are a play-in tournament team, but they're also my finals contenders, or excuse me, the Nets, as I'm talking about them. So they're one that, like, because every other play-in tournament team in both conferences are not in my finals contenders, nor do I think they can even win a round 1 matchup. Maybe some of them. We'll get into maybe a Western Conference team, but yeah, I don't see, like, if Kyrie is able to play home games, which I'm expecting him to do. I'm expecting Ben Simmons to be healthy by the playoffs. I just think, like, Kevin Durant, you could, like, make an argument. He's the best player on planet Earth right now. They're a finals contender. I think they win the Eastern Conference. It's so hard to bet against them. Cleveland, I think they get the 6th seed. I think they end up getting it over Toronto. It's going to be tough, but I think they get it, and then that also kind of spoils Toronto for me. And then I guess we can also put Charlotte there in the play-in tournament. So Brooklyn would normally be in there in a normal year, but like, yeah, so like hypothetically in a normal year, like Kyrie was able to play the whole season, whatever, and they would drop down there, but now this is what it's looking like right now. Detroit, 100% not making the playoffs. I mean, some of these teams are already mathematically eliminated. Indiana not making the playoffs. Bucks, finals contenders. Honestly, Giannis might get my MVP vote at the end of the year. He's a top 3 defender in the league. He's a top 3 arguably offensive player in the league. And when you combine that as well as, like, if you're looking at the other MVP candidates, they have a similar win total. 44, 20, like, or similar win percentage. 623, 620. Jokic is at 592. So they're all kind of hovering around each other. I guess for the narrative and the argument for Embiid and Jokic over Giannis is, like, they've been depleted by injuries and the teams around them aren't as great. Like, Giannis at least was playing with Middleton and Holiday throughout the year. Like, Embiid's second best player throughout the season has been Tyrese Maxey until they got Harden. As for Jokic, it's been Will Barton / Monty Morris. So there's a narrative there, and there might be some voter fatigue for Giannis after he just won 2 in a row recently. So I still, like, they're the reigning champions. There's no reason to think that they can't make it there. So, yeah, they're finals contenders for me. And it's going to be, like, they might get, like, there's a chance they get the 2 seed or the Sixers stay as the 2 seed. I wouldn't want that 2 seed if I'm a team. I don't. It's going to be tough because Toronto, if they stay at 7, Kyrie is allowed to play in Toronto for the play-in tournament game. I would take Brooklyn to beat Toronto to get that 7th seed. Therefore, I don't want the 2 seed. If I am Philly or Milwaukee, I am tanking as much as I can at the end of the year. Or if I'm Miami, I'm trying as hard as I can to not take or play Brooklyn in round 1. Because you're getting a finals contender in round 1. It's like a rare anomaly we've seen out of this. Last year, maybe some people thought with the Lakers, but they ended up losing in round 1 anyway. But this Nets team is too talented if Kyrie can play, man. But that is a big if. Will Eric Adams override? I don't know. It's not looking like he will, but I think Silver might be able to get it done. Dallas right now are currently the 5 seed. Minnesota's been playing very well as of late. Ooh. I think Dallas gets in, not in the play-in tournament. I honestly think Denver is going to fall out. I think Denver makes the playoffs 100%. They have a top 3 player in the league. You could say they have the best regular season player in the league. I do think Minnesota will pass them for a playoff spot. Especially, like, there's been, like, rumors or just kind of reports that Porter Jr. and Murray might not play this year, and if they do, they're going to be very rusty, and I would not count on them. And that Nuggets team isn't great with the injuries they have had. They've had multiple injuries to, like, Zeke Naji and Will Barton, and some of the other guys on that team. Like, the Timberwolves are kind of trending the way up, Nuggets trending the way down, and Jokic can only do so much. So I do think Minnesota ends up as a 6th seed this year. Which is going to be fun. Minnesota, Golden State round 1, if we get that, that'd be so much fun. Memphis, I got to give 2 Western Conference Finals contenders. All right. Phoenix is guaranteed. One of them, I think they win the Western Conference. I think it's their conference to lose. They have a 9-game lead over Memphis. If they're healthy, they get Chris Paul back. They're, I think, not 100%, but I think they're the most likely team to win their conference. If you're looking at the Eastern Conference or Western Conference, I like Phoenix to go back to the finals. 100%. But who gets the 2? Like, Wiseman just suffered a setback. They've had some big man troubles, the Warriors. The Grizzlies, you could say, are deeper, but the Warriors do have a very deep roster. I think it comes down to one of these 2 teams. It's tough. So, like, hypothetically, you put both these teams here, and who do I give the edge to make it to the finals? It's tough. I might go with the experience of Golden State. Like, I'm going to take Curry and Clay and Draymond over Triple J and Ja. Even though there's been injuries to Clay, obviously. Curry is hurt right now, and there's been injuries to Draymond. All right, fully healthy, I'm taking the Warriors. If they're not 100%, then I would swap them. But you could put those either way, and I'd be okay with it. You can. But I still think, like, Golden State, Memphis here, Phoenix is up here. I don't see Phoenix not making it out of the Western Conference. I don't. San Antonio, they are currently 2.5 games out of the 10th seed. I like their chances better than anybody else here because it's just San Antonio. They're a grinding team. I think there's a small chance they get in the play-in tournament. I'm not completely sold on New Orleans. I think the Lakers will be okay enough to get into the playoffs or the play-in tournament if LeBron doesn't get shut down. So speaking of them, I do think they get in the play-in tournament. Utah, 100% making the playoffs. I don't believe they'll be in the play-in tournament. I do think the 2 play-in tournament teams, or the 4 play-in tournament teams in the Western Conference will be both LA teams, Denver, and I do think New Orleans, like, they're talented enough, Zion or not, like, you're getting Ingram, McCollum, Hayes has been playing a little bit better, Devontae Graham, Valanciunas, like, they have the talent. Yeah, I think they get in. Do I think there's a small chance at the Kings? Not really. I don't. There's nothing in this Kings team that trusts me, man. They're 22 games under 500. They haven't been playing all that well. Like, Fox has been playing great post-Sabonis trade, but they would have been in that conversation. I don't think the Kings haven't shown me anything in the past couple of years to make me, or past 20 years, that they're going to make the playoffs this year or even make the play-in tournament. So I think them and Portland are there. Both are trending down. Damn, Sacramento, such a disappointment. If San Antonio ends up with a better record than Sacramento, I don't know what to say. And they already made a big move. They're a team, like, if it's not the Knicks getting lucky in the lottery, I really want it to be Sacramento. Because, yes, the Thunder, the Rockets, the Blazers can benefit immensely in their rebuilds from winning a lottery pick. Blazers rebuilding or not. Same with the Pacers, Pistons, and Magic. But no, I just want the Kings in the playoffs. If the Kings can add Jabari, Chet, or Banchero, I will be very happy. Or if they like Jaden Ivey, maybe they like Jaden Ivey and they have Ivey and Fox. That would be fun. But yeah, they're a team. Like, if it's not my Knicks to get lucky in the lottery, I want it to be them. Speaking of my New York Knicks, they're 10 games under 500. They can't close out games. They have 15 point. I'm not ranting about the Knicks again, but yeah, 100% not making the playoffs. Sure, you can see there's maybe a 1% chance. I'm not even going to give that to them. I'm going to be harsh on the Knicks and the Wizards. You would have already been in that range if you could have been. Wizards are without their best player. The Knicks haven't gotten their shit together at all, and they've been dealing with injuries to like Grimes and Reddish. And they frustrate me enough. They're 5 games out of it right now with 13 left. I don't see them passing Atlanta. I don't. Houston not making it. Miami, kind of disrespectful to a 1 seed. But I still like Milwaukee and Brooklyn over them. I do. And there's a chance Brooklyn maybe passes Toronto. But I don't think Brooklyn passes Cleveland. I think Cleveland just edges out that 6 seed. Chicago, a tough one. I don't see them making it. There's a chance now. I like Boston over Chicago. And you asked me this 2 months ago or even a month ago, I would have been like, hell no. And this one is tough. Like, if there was one Eastern Conference team that would jump up here, it is 100% Chicago. And if there's one Eastern Conference team to drop, it is Boston. But yeah, the Eastern Conference, a lot better than the Western Conference this year. The Jazz, I'll get into my contenders and pretenders when we know the play-in tournament, or at least the playoffs. I'll do my playoff prediction and then my contenders, pretenders. But I don't think there's any shot like the Jazz, the Timberwolves, the Mavericks. Maybe they're this year's Hawks. Honestly, if there is a year that there's going to be this year's Hawks, it's this year for the Western Conference, because Memphis and Golden State, they are beatable. They are. I don't think Phoenix is beatable by any of these teams in the West. I still like their odds. But could Dallas, Minnesota, or Utah beat Memphis and Golden State in a 7-game series? Hell yeah, definitely. Would I say it's more than 50%? No, but would I say it's around 30, 40? There's a chance. There is. So I do like them. Obviously, these 2 teams are coming down here. So this is pretty much my final rankings for the 2022 season. The only team that I think could maybe make a run at the play-in tournament is San Antonio. But I do think there's a very small chance that they do get in, and it will be these teams in the play-in tournament. I do think Brooklyn will also obviously be in the play-in tournament, but I do think they'll get out of it, and they'll be a finals contender. As long as Kyrie's healthy. I think even if Kyrie is able to play and Ben Simmons is not, I still like their chances because they have arguably the best player on planet Earth. Bucks have the second best player on planet Earth. I think the Suns have maybe the most complete starting 5 in the league. And the Warriors, very deep. We'll see how far Philly can go with Embiid and Harden. Grizzlies, they're new, young. We'll see how well they can do in the playoffs. Miami, they're always here. I feel like maybe I'm disrespecting them with this. You can let me know down below. Boston, they've been playing outstanding defense and great as of late. And I think Chicago, just their record against good teams up here isn't as good. But I don't know. It's just because also a lot of, there's not a lot of games total that have been played between their starting 5. Patrick Williams is just coming back. Vucevic has missed some time. Levine has missed some time. Lonzo's missed some time. A lot of those guys have missed some time. We'll see, though. If they were a team to jump up here, it's tough. But this year, the Eastern Conference is very hard. It is. Let me know what you guys think of this list down below. Let me know what you disagree with. I could be very, disrespecting Miami. I could be maybe just overrating Boston or maybe some of these teams or Golden State. Let me know down below what you guys think. Or maybe I'm underrating Denver, overrating Minnesota. Let me know down below. Thank you all for watching. I love you guys. And I'll catch you all on the next one. Peace.